Hello everyone, welcome to Mocking Sapien. My name is Tanay, and today I'm going to talk about various things like what is the government doing, like just behind the pandemic. दूसरा ही काम चालू है, मतलब कुछ भी, like how we are told to explore our interests, learn a new hobby or explore a new hobby. These people are exploring their conquering agenda. Brilliant, perfect timing.
इस वीडियो को देखने से पहले कृपया सब्सक्राइब करें.
Before I start this video, I would like you to watch my video on secularism and why it is important and what happens when you put in religious extremism in the constitution. And I want to get out of this exposing thing, like with the Sham Sharma video which I made of exposing. Let's leave that aside. They have their own motive of exploring the liberals and the secularists. Let them do that, but we will do our job of the government. So let's stick to the government. Once in a while, I'll make one of the videos on them. But like in my previous video, we spoke on the condition of the poor, the condition of the health workers, and how communalism is being spread in India. But other than this, in this time of pandemic, there are other things which the government is doing. Bheti Ganga mein haath dhona. So the latest news which we got is just like PMNRF, even PM Cares won't be audited by the government. So it was quite obvious because PM Cares is a private trust. So this was coming. There was no doubt about it. In today's video, I'm going to talk about independent media and UAPA. UAPA is basically Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which was started in 1967. And it was an act to protect the integrity and sovereignty of India by getting reasonable restrictions in freedom of speech, freedom to protest, and forming unions and all these things. Many amendments happened since 1967 and it became more and more draconian over time. Then in 2002, POTA was introduced, Prevention of Terrorism Act, but that was being misused, which Amit Shah said that it wasn't being misused, but still it was repealed. But even LK Advani said that it was being misused, so that's why in 2004 it was removed. Then many parts of POTA were put into UAPA. Then in 2008, UAPA was again amended and made more draconian. And in this, the government had the power to declare any organization to be a terrorist organization, and this without any evidence or trial. Then in 2019, it became more draconian. Like in August 2019, another bill was passed to amend UAPA. So according to the 2008 amendment, in which you could declare organizations as terrorist organizations, in 2019 you could declare individuals also. So any individual without trial or evidence, you could convict them, arrest them, put them in the jail for around 6 months without trial. So when you think of UAPA, you are like, it prevents terrorism, it prevents unlawful activities. It's a good thing, right? And you should understand what they mean by terrorist activities and threatening the integrity and sovereignty. And here's why people call it draconian, because there is no clear definition of integrity and sovereignty. If you are criticizing the government, that can also be a threat to integrity and sovereignty of the nation. There is no exact definition of terrorism too. People taking part in activism and protesting against the government can be declared as terrorism too. All the powers are in the hand of the government. They don't need to give any kind of justification or evidence for you to get arrested. Even if you have Maoist literature in your house, you can be called a Nakshal and jailed. Usually in cases you are innocent until you're proven guilty. But in UAPA, you are guilty unless you're proven innocent. So I'll give you a few examples in which under UAPA people have been arrested. Anand, Teltumbade and Navlakha. In the Bhima Koregaon case, these people were convicted that these people started the riots. But the reality was that time it was a BJP-led government. So these people said that the BJP altered the facts and the police also were involved in this case. So they were falsely accused. Under UAPA, they were booked and they were talking about him assassinating the Prime Minister, Modi ji. Usually a charge sheet is supposed to be filed within 90 days by the police. And after the charge sheet is filed, you can fight your case in the court. But the Supreme Court gave them more time to file the charge sheet, which delayed the trial more. And the judge was Gogoi, who is now the Rajya Sabha member. Then even the case of Umar Khalid. Umar Khalid, UAP, under UAPA, he is booked and he might get arrested anytime. Provoking people to start riots, then provoking people to protest against CA and NRC. 3 journalists and FIR was filed under UAPA. First one was for a social media post which a female journalist had in 2018. Second person, a factual error in April 2019. The third one just passed a sarcastic comment. What all other details of the case are, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go and check that out. So when Kapil Mishra and Anurag Thakur talk about Goli Marna and violence and all, that time it doesn't matter. UAPA is terrorism. Hindutva is nationalism. Get it in your head. Nowadays, the media is about spreading propaganda, like Hindu, Muslim and fake news and lies and all these things. So that one part of the media does fine. But the other side, who report the real situation, they are being suppressed. Under the name of this pandemic, you are just suppressing them. The 3 JNK journalists which I spoke to you about, even on them, an FIR was filed for terrorism. Then in my previous video, I've spoken about the Wire Editors, and UP had filed a FIR on them too. A founder of a news portal in Tamil Nadu was arrested by the Coimbatore police because he wrote things on how the government was handling the COVID-19 situation and its shortcomings. Arrest ho gaye bhai, matlab real situation to nahi, you aren't allowed to show. No. Now recently the central government took the decision on cutting DNS allowance of people and the government and pensioners. So Manmohan Singh and the Congress got very enraged on this. They said that by cutting DA till June 2021, you're going to save around 21,000 crores. But you aren't stopping the Central Vista project, which costs around 20,000 crores, and that Central Vista project is about beautification of Central Vista. 20,000 crores you're spending there, but 21,000 you're going to recover from these people around the whole of India, cutting their DA, cutting salaries. Arey bhai, legends. But one of the reasons for this propaganda, fake news and lies is ek teer do nishane. The Hindutva ideology gets put first thing. Second part is diversion from real issues. Ho gaya? Dono to kaam chahiye. Let's debate on Hindu-Muslim things. And on the other side, do your propaganda. Win-win it is for them. Win-win. Like, BJP is smart that way. Dono kaam karenge. He is that typical example of British, the divide and rule. The Time magazine also, why do you think the cover photo of him was a divider-in-chief? Recently, The Economist produced an article in which the cover photo of that magazine was Intolerant India. This is the reason India is falling in terms of democracy. From 2018 to 2019, we fell by 10 places and came to 51st rank in the world. Our democracy index fell from 7.23 to 6.9. Now, what is independent media? Independent media is the kind of media on radio, television, newspapers or internet which is free of corporate or government influence. They are public funded. Whatever donations you make to them or what subscriptions you buy of them, their news channel runs by that. Obviously, these channels will be unbiased because it's the public's money and they aren't getting any favors from the government or from the corporate industry. Examples in India are The Hindu, The Wire, Live Mint. All these are unbiased news which people call as propaganda news, but these are public funded. That's why they will give unbiased news. Like there are other channels which which have propaganda, those to thus ke bhare hue hai. But on the other side, these people will give you the ground reality and the actual information. So always, I'll encourage people to go and support these independent media, donate to them and buy their subscription in order to know the real news. And independent media is very important for a democracy because reality is what needs to be given to the people. Otherwise, it becomes like China, communist, where media is gone. Having this kind of propaganda media or the Godi media, as you say, will be similar to China, where media is suppressed. Both of them aren't doing any job at all. Both useless. They'll just put things which are run by the government in front of you. That's why you need independent media in order to know the real ground reality of people. Thank you everyone for watching the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.